presents New York Rangers hockey. Tonight's game is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers, and proud sponsor of the U.S. Olympic team. For all you do, this much for you. By Getty. At Getty, the proof is at the pump. By Manufacturers Hanover Trust, where our facts make your money worth more. By TWA, offering wide-body service non-stop to Los Angeles and San Francisco every day. By Mitsubishi Motors. Mitsubishi takes you where you've never been before. By Mobile Detergent Gasoline, power for your everyday driving needs. And by Gold Dome, New York State's largest savings bank, with higher interest, new services, and better ways to save. Tonight, live at Madison Square Garden, the New York Rangers take on the Montreal Canadiens. Hello, everyone, and welcome to New York Rangers hockey. I'm Sam Rosen. A pleasure to be back with you once again. The Rangers and the Montreal Canadiens, 4 games left in the regular season, and the Rangers look to be entrenched in 4th place. They are 5 points behind 3rd place Philadelphia, just 4 games left. And coming off that tough loss last night in Philly, 6-5, Rangers now look to gear up for the playoffs, which begin a week from Wednesday. The Rangers against the Montreal Canadiens have not fared well. They are 0-2 this season and have not won against the Canadiens here in Madison Square Garden in the last 9. Montreal has won 7, and they have tied twice. Rangers have John Vanbiesbrouck in goal tonight. The little guy next to me, John Davidson, knows a little about goaltending. John, what about John Vanbiesbrouck as a goaltender?
Sam, he's very aggressive, very mature. He's patiently waited his turn to get a chance to play for the Rangers, especially here in the Garden. He'd only had 1 start previous, got a big win. You'll see a guy that's going to be very aggressive, standing out. He goes down a little bit, but he does it very, very calculated, and he's very aggressive.
How about the Montreal Canadiens? They've been tough on the Rangers.
They have. One player in particular, Mats Naslund, has 4 goals in those 2 previous games up in Montreal just this year. The Swedish hockey player is a good player. He leads the Montreal Canadiens in the plus-minus fashion. He's plus 14. He'll play penalty killing, he'll play power play shifts, and he'll play a regular shift. And he'll come out of traffic, just like he gets a goal here. He's small, he darts in and out. You won't see him in too much traffic, but he'll go in and find the puck, and he'll be a tough player.
Okay, set for the Rangers side of things. Let's go to Jim Gordon and Phil Esposito.
Thank you, Sam, and good evening. You know, every once in a while you sit back and take a look at a roster of a team, and the first thing that jumps out at you is the top people, the Rusches or the Barry Becks. And yet on every team, if you take the time to go down the roster, you'll find a couple of quiet men. And sometimes they surprise you by their stats and their performance because you have a tendency just to look right by them. A Pavlich, a Hedberg.
Well, you talked about 2 guys right there. Mark Pavlich has been absolutely playing fantastic hockey the last, I'd say 4 or 5 games. He's got 12 points in 8 games, and he's just done everything that the Rangers have asked him to do outside of Hedberg. I mean, let's take Anders. Anders is his right wing, and Anders has been playing very well, quietly getting a lot of points, quietly doing the things that is asked of him. And frankly, Jim, those 2 fellows, along with Mark Osborne, have been the Rangers' best line in the last 2 games.
They certainly have. They've been supporting the rest of the Ranger team. God supports us, I hope. Sam Rosen.
Thank you, Jim and Phil. We'll be back to you in just a moment. And with Nick Fatiu out with a suspension, Mike Allison is designated as handing out the souvenirs to the crowd tonight. We'll be set with the Montreal Canadiens and the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden in just a moment.